Hi everyone. I am going to try to create a REST API in Ice Papyrus in less than 5 minutes. But before I'm starting, I just want to show you what I prepared. I prepared a setup for Advanced REST Client, which is a Chrome add-on that you can use to test REST APIs. I have my object space, I have a node and a kernel on it. On my node, I have a web server iREST set up on port 9091. If you wonder where I got this one from, so you can find it in library, generic frameworks. You can get there to web portal templates for instantiation, and you can find it here on the web server iREST. Just keep in mind that you have to change the port to a port that you have to open on the server. In the case you have firewall restrictions, you have to make sure that incoming calls are coming to that port. Also, you'll not be able to put a port that you already used, so there might be an issue there as well. Right, so that's from the web server perspective. Now, there are several things that we need to keep in mind. One of them is where the REST is configured. So if you're opening storage, you're just going to RESTful services collection. So this is where all the RESTful services are already done. But this is where we are going to create our new RESTful service. And you will obviously need a project. So choose a project management where your role, in my case, I have a PM super role, should be a child of it. So you can see it here. So I have already a project created and you need to set it up as the default project. So there we are. Now this project is on. So what else did I prepare? Well, I prepared several files. One of them is a PQL script that I'm usually using when I'm setting up new REST interfaces. And the second one is JSON because the test in our case is coming from Timo, and he said that he needs to send JSON via the body of a post call, and he doesn't have the possibility to access it with PPL. Good. So that's all done. What do I have to do first? I'm looking back to my notes, and I would say I don't need the notes. I would go to the storage and I'm going to create a new RESTful service. I already prepared to save a bit of time here name, so I'll call it API and the other bit I'm going to call test so that we do not waste time. So call this one API. Then we're going to create a RESTful object, which I'm going to call test. Right, so there are some schemas here which you can use, but I don't use. I don't see a reason to use for the purpose of what I'm doing. Then we are going to create a new RESTful object, and I'm going to make this one a post. Right, so I'm going to switch it here to post, and then I'm going back into my files. I'm picking up my script. I will talk about the script in a second. Paste, save. What the script does is just picking up everything that is receiving. So is the URL, the query, the blobs, the system, and replies it back plus a piece of bogus data so that you can see you have access to it. So that's all done. Now, if we want to go on the API here, so this is the address. Keep in mind that is first is the server, the port, as you remember. Then you have to do the rest.oms, and then you're navigating down the RESTful service as it was. So I will change the method to post. Now If I'm going to run it, I will get an error, more or less. I think I used this one, so I am already authorized, but it's very easy. So as you can well see, I am getting the reply, which is the PQL set that is created in this call. So it's a vector that has two components, receiver and bogus, received and bogus, and this is how the reply is encapsulated. So here I have received and bogus. The bogus is just 100 objects with different information into it. In the case of received, we just got some, is the HTTP, it's a post. I'm getting the API service and the resource called test. Now, I'm going to add here the body because this is what my buddy, Timo, is struggling with. So I'm just going to take the JSON from here. I'm just going to paste it into my thingy. And what I would expect now is in my blob to come up with this JSON. And here you are in the blob. You're getting the JSON, which was sent, if you remember, through the body. And that's it, folks. I don't know how long it took, but definitely the setup didn't take more than 5 minutes. Well, I ran 6 minutes and 36 with explanation. So have fun.